Jeopardy! Favorite loses after brutal mistake in finals. Heading into the Jeopardy! Tournament of Champions, there were clear favorites. Other than the three players who got byes in the first round, there were other players that fans not only liked, but also thought they had a chance to win it all. One of these players just lost a game thanks to a brutal mistake, one that many fans felt wasn't fair. Here is a look at what happened to Mail Shaw during his loss on the popular game show. Mail Shaw loses on Jeopardy! Thanks to a misspelling. Mail Shaw was a fan favorite who had proven to be a great Jeopardy! Player. However, he lost in his Tournament of Champions match thanks to spelling the answer wrong. The most brutal part of this loss is that he had the right answer, but he just left out one letter. Mail Shaw appeared on the January 30th episode of the Tournament of Champions. In Final Jeopardy! The clue was, after Camillagate, a fire at Windsor Castle and marriage problems in her family, Queen Elizabeth II dubbed 1992 this. Mail knew the answer and wrote it down. He wrote, "What is an annus horribilis?" He was right, but he spelled it wrong. Ken Jennings said, "I'm afraid we cannot accept that, Mail." They then moved on to the next answer, and then Mail learned what was wrong with his answer. The answer was, "What is annus horribilis?" Ken explained, "Because you dropped a vowel, you were a syllable off, and we cannot accept that response." Because Mail had wagered $7,001, he dropped all the way to $399 and finished in last place for the game. Jeopardy! Fans comment on brutal loss. It didn't take fans long to chime in on the loss and talk about how rough it was to lose by just missing out on one vowel in the spelling. However, there were others who were less sympathetic and said that the rules were clear on these things. Here is a sample of the fans' comments via People. Misspelling is allowed only if it still sounds correct. Missing a vowel that drops a whole syllable is unfortunately an incorrect answer. That is a really weak enforcement of the rule. I'm a stickler for Latin spelling, but I would have given him the points he was close enough, I would say. This was similar to a moment in 2023 that cost Ben Chan a win in what was a 9-game winning streak. His answer should have been Beatrice and Benedict, but he wrote Beatrice and Benedict. That was also a one-letter difference, but it made his answer wrong. In a shocking twist that left viewers gasping and social media ablaze, Jeopardy! A seemingly unstoppable champion stumbled at the finish line last night, handing over the coveted Tournament of Champions title after a costly mistake in Final Jeopardy! Jonathan Keller, a 12-day champion and fan favorite known for his razor-sharp buzzer reflexes and encyclopedic recall, entered the finals with a commanding lead. The software engineer from Seattle had become a household name over the past 2 weeks, dazzling audiences with deep trivia knowledge and easy charisma that drew comparisons to past Jeopardy! Legends like Ken Jennings and James Holzhauer. But in an ending that will surely be debated by Jeopardy! Aficionados for years to come, Keller wagered nearly all of his $28,400 going into Final Jeopardy! On what seemed to be a slam dunk category for him, U.S. presidents. The clue? This president's inaugural address was the first to be broadcast live on television. Keller scribbled down who is John F. Kennedy, with his characteristic confidence, only to learn moments later that the correct response was, who is Harry S. Truman? His expression shifted from certainty to disbelief as host Ken Jennings, with a gentle nod, revealed the correct answer. Keller's massive wager dropped his total to a heartbreaking $399. Meanwhile, fellow finalist Priya Desai, a history professor from Boston, had played conservatively all game, entering Final Jeopardy! With $15,200 and wagering a cautious $4,000. Though she too answered incorrectly, her smaller risk left her with $11,200, just enough to clinch the championship in a dramatic, come-from-behind victory. "I knew it was a gamble, but I didn't want to play it safe," Keller told reporters backstage with a wry smile. "I figured if I was going to go down, I'd go down swinging." Fans took to X, formerly Twitter, in droves, expressing both heartbreak and admiration for Keller's bold style. The hashtag #JeopardyFinals trended nationally within minutes. Desai, gracious in victory, praised Keller's run. "Jonathan pushed all of us to play our best every night. I'm honored to share the stage with him. While Keller's streak has ended, His legacy and that unforgettable final Jeopardy gamble will undoubtedly be etched into Jeopardy lore for years to come. Would you like a punchier headline option too?